Good morning, dear students. So, day before yesterday I have taught you exercise 7.1 in our previous class. Today, again I am starting 7.1 only. Question number 6. Look at question number 6. Find the integrals in the exercise 6 to 20. So, from this exercise, question number 6 you see. So, integral of 4e to the power of 3x plus 1 with respect to x. We have to find the integral of this one. Dear students, you see, this is a sum of two different functions, no? One is a constant function, one is exponential function. Okay? So here, integral of 4e to the power of 3x plus 1 with respect to x. Since this is a sum of two functions, one is constant function, one is exponential function, no? So then we can do part by part. Just think like this. Later on again I will show you that at a time also this can be done. So take this function, suppose integral of 4 e to the power of 3x with respect to x. Then as you know, integral of this one d by dx of e to the power of x is what? E to the power of x only. Then if we see that way, d by dx of e to the power of 3x, no? Then we get what? 3 times e to the power of 3x, because derivative of 3x is 3 and then derivative of e to the power of 3x is e to the power of 3x, no? So that way we will get. Now you see, that means if this 3 is taken in this side, that means d by dx of 1 by 3 into e to the power of 3x, then its derivative will be e to the power of 3x. Then just you think, that means antiderivative of e to the power of 3x will be what? 1 by 3 e to the power of 3x. So this 4 is a constant number, we can keep it aside. Suppose here is a 4. Suppose you think that here is a 4. Here is a 4. That 4 also will come down here only. So we it will come sideways. So we can keep it this way, 4. And taking this one, integral of e to the power of 3x with respect to x, we can write like this: 4 into its antiderivative is 1 by 3 e to the power of 3x. Okay, dear students? 1 by 3, 4 into 1 by 3 into e to the power of 3x. Got the idea? You can see clearly, dear students. So then it is equal to 4 by 3 e to the power of 3x. But every time we take the integral of a function, we get a constant. We get a constant. The constant is about c1. We get a constant. I told you in the beginning that the integral of a that means antiderivative of a function, it cannot be a fixed one. It has got indefinite antiderivative. One function can have indefinite antiderivative. Got idea? Why? I just remind you in this situation only. Just I am reminding you. Suppose I am giving you d by dx of e to the power of x. Then you will say e to the power of x. Again d by dx of e to the power of x plus 1, suppose. Then it will be e to the power of x only. Again d by dx of e to the power of x plus 2, suppose. Then also it will be e to the power of x. So then what we can say? The antiderivative of e to the power of x is, which one we will say? Which one we will say? This one or this one or this one? There can be this. You see, all these functions are differing by only the constant. Here the constant is 0, here 1, here 2. So that's why whenever we have to say the antiderivative of this function, then we will have to add a constant with it. That is e to the power of x plus a constant. Got the idea? So that's how a constant comes. Whenever we write the antiderivative, we need to put the constant. So this is c1, constant c1. So we got the antiderivative of the first part. Antiderivative of the first part, that is e to the power of 4 times e to the power of 3x, can be written as 4 by 3 e to the power of 3x plus c1. Now dear students, second part is what? 1. Antiderivative of 1. 1 with respect to x. No? So that we can write this as you see. Again, so second portion is, second part. The first part is this one. The first part is this one. First part here. This is the first part. So we got the antiderivative of the first part. Then the second part is the antiderivative of the this one constant 1. Just you see integral of 1 with respect to dx, integral of 1. Just there students you recall d by dx of x. What you used to get? D by dx of x is 1. No? When x is differentiated with respect to x, then it gives us 1. By formula you know. So then antiderivative of 1 will be what then? X. So antiderivative of 1 will be x plus another constant, say c2. Got the idea? Antiderivative, because you can say like this, and derivative of d by dx of x plus c2 is also equal to 1 only, because this is constant. Derivative of constant is always 0. That's why it will be equal to 1. So that's why antiderivative of 1 is 1. So ultimately we got like this. Just you see, I am not saying that every time you have to write this way, part by part. No, you don't require to write part by part like this. You can write at a time also. Like in differentiation, you got that d by dx of f of x, okay, plus g of x is equal to f dash x plus g dash x. Similarly, antiderivative of sum of two functions is also equal to the sum of two antiderivatives. Means antiderivative of two functions will be equal to sum of their primitives. Sum of their primitives means integral of this f dash x plus g dash x with respect to x will be equal to f of x plus g of x plus a constant. Remember this. So then we can write now here, this is, as you see the whole thing once again. Therefore, antiderivative of 4e to the power of 3x plus 1 with respect to x, we can write this way. Antiderivative of 4 times e to the power of 3x with respect to x plus antiderivative of 1 with respect to x. So antiderivative of this one 4 times antiderivative of e to the power of 3x with respect to x plus antiderivative of 1 dx. Okay, then it will be 4 by, as you know, this antiderivative of this one will be 1 by 3 into e to the power of 3x, and there will be a constant, say c1 for this, plus antiderivative of this one is also x plus its constant, say c2. So here we are getting two constants. As you see, this is one constant, this is one constant, okay, this is another constant. Then sum of these two constants we can term it as one constant. So it will be antiderivative, so it will be 4 by 3 e to the power of 3x plus this x plus this c1 plus c2, that is c. Got the idea? So this is the antiderivative of the given function. This is our answer. Okay, dear students, let's take one more question. Just you see, question number 7. Let's go through question number 7 now. In question number 7, you see, here it is, integral of x square into 1 minus 1 by x square with respect to x dx, that means. So dear students, when we simplify this, it will be like this. Question number 7, integral of x square times 1 minus 1 by x square dx. Since it is a polynomial, so we can just multiply by this x square over this. We can expand this, means x square minus x square into 1 by x square is 1 dx, like this you can write. So then integral of x square dx minus integral of 1 dx. Got the idea? So then integral of this one, just you recall, see, just you see here, roughly I am showing you, ddx of x cube is equal to what? ddx of x cube is 3 times x square. 3 times x square. So now the similar, that means if it is ddx of x cube is 3 times x square, then x square ddx of means d by dx of x cube on 3, this if this 3 is taken here, dividing both sides by 3, then we will get what? X square. So just you can say now here, what will be the antiderivative of x square? Antiderivative of x square will be x cube by 3, because if we take the derivative of x cube by 3, we get x square. Clear? So then we can say antiderivative of x square will be x cube divided by 3. So that we have to just, we are observing and writing now. Okay. So here we can use this as a formula. That means integral of x to the power of n dx can be written as x to the power of n plus 1. Because why I am saying n plus 1? Because as here is 2, the power is here 1 more than 2, no? And like that it is n. If it is n, the power will be n plus 1 here, power of x. And here the denominator is 1, but here the denominator is 3, because this power is here denominator. So this power will be here denominator, n plus 1. So next time we will use this as a formula. Sorry dear students, sometimes you are not able to see. So please see. Integral of x to the power of n into dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. We can use this as a formula. Which constant? Say c. So here also think that way. So integral of x square, we can think it as by that formula, x to the power of 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1, then plus c1 minus integral of this one, we will get here x plus c2. Let's use a bracket here because here is a minus sign. So then it will be x cube by 3, then minus x c1 plus, then c1 minus c2 plus c1 minus c2. Constant 1 minus constant 2 will be a new constant, so c. So it will be x cube by 3 minus x plus a new constant c. This is our answer. Okay dear students, let's go to another question. Look at, dear students, at question number 8. Now we'll try question number 8 also. Okay, then we'll just try some other questions. Question number 8, you see, integral of ax square plus bx plus c with respect to x now. So here ax square, integral of ax square dx plus integral of bx with respect to dx, this x plus integral of c. C is a constant. So the whole expression we are just integrating with respect to x. Okay, dear students. So then it will be here you see a integral of x square dx plus b times integral of x dx plus integral of c dx. Okay, so a times it is x cube by 3 plus b times it will be x square by 2, because as you know this power is 2 means you increase the power, by the same power you divide the variable. So x, its power you increase by 1, so it is now 1, it will become 2, now it will be 2, plus here will be a constant, here will be a constant, then here integration of constant is c into integration of 1, because c is a constant, you keep it aside, integration of 1 dx means nothing is there, means 1 dx, plus you write a constant, so c1 plus c2, two constant you write, because you have integrated this one and this one. So two constants you write. Later from here also one constant will go. So it will be like this: a into x cube by 3, b into x square by 2, plus c into x plus c1 plus c2 plus c3. Three constant. Why? Because from here also one constant we will get, that is c3. So altogether we will have three constants. So our whole expression will be like this: a by 3 into x cube plus b by 2 into x square plus cx plus all these three constants together is a new constant, says constant, say it is a constant, say capital C, this is small c and this is suppose capital C. Okay, so this is our answer. Okay dear students, one more you see, question number 10 you see, dear students, integration of under root x minus 1 by under root x the whole square. Integration of this one with respect to x. So you will get, so here integration of under root x minus 1 by under root x whole square with respect to x. Okay, dx means just you can say with respect to x. So integration of just you square it, expand this, it will be like this: x minus 2 into 2 plus 1 by x, no, dx. So now integration of x with respect to x minus 2 times integration of dx means only 1 is there, plus integration of 1 by x dx. Okay, this is our expression. So for this you will get x square by 2 minus 2 into, here you will get only x, integration of 1 is always x, plus integration of 1 by x. Recall, dear students, you remember writing d by dx of log x, log of modulus of x. Modulus of x means for the positive value of x only logarithm is applicable with respect to the base, that e, no? So then d by dx of log x is what? 1 by x. 1 by x or not? So that we think, that means antiderivative of 1 by x will be what? Log of x. So antiderivative of 1 by x will be log of x, log of x, plus a constant from here, from the all the 3 parts, 3 constants together will form a new constant, say constant c. So this will be our answer. Okay, dear students, this will be our answer. Let's go to solve question number 12. Suppose, dear students, question number 12. Question number 11 you will understand from this only. Question number 12 you see. 12. Integration of x cube plus 3x plus 4 divided by square root of x with respect to x. So if we take the integration of this one, then we will get like this. Easy, dear students. You can separate this one. You can write like this: integration of x cube by x root x plus 3x by root x, like this you can write now, plus 4 by root x, okay, dx. So here if we now divide this one by this one, then it will be integration of 3 here, power is half here, so it will be x to the power of 3 minus half, plus 3 into, here power is 1, here half, root x means half, x to the power half, so it will be x to the power of 1 minus half is half, plus 4 into x to the power of half can be written as x to the power of minus half, like this you can write dx. Now integrating with respect to x, now you can write integration of x to the power of 3 minus half is what? 2 3 is 6 plus 1, 5 by 6, 5 by 2, 6 minus 1, plus 3 into x to the power of 1 by 2, plus 4 into x to the power of minus 1 by 2 dx. Okay, then here it will be integration of x to the power of 5 by 2. No, integration of x to the power of 5 by 2 is what? X to the power of 5 by 2 plus 1 by 5 by 2 plus 1, plus 3 into x to the power of half plus 1 by half plus 1, like this. No, now by now you are understanding this whole thing. No, into 4 into x to the power of minus half plus 1 divided by minus half plus 1. And for all the constant, one constant let us add here, c, because c1 from here, c2 from here, c3 from here, together 1c, we can write that way. So we are getting now at the end x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 5 plus 2, 7 by 2 divided by 7 by 2. Then 2 can be taken to the numerator side, 2 here, plus here also 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2, So 3 by 2 is 2 will go up. 2 3 are 6, that means it will be. So x to the power of half plus 1, that is 3 by 2. And here it will be 3 by 2, then 2 is going, then 3 will be down there, so it will be here. Plus 4 into, here it will be 1 minus half. 1 minus half is half. So it will be half. So it will be x to the power of half divided by half plus c. So you are getting now here 2 by 7 into x to the power of 7 by 2. Then 3 can cancel this one 2 times. So plus 2 times of x to the power of 3 by 2 plus, then 2 will go up, 8 x to the power of 1 by 2 plus c. So this is the solution. Okay, dear students, 2 by 7 into x to the power of 7 by 2 plus 2 into x to the power of 3 by 2 plus 8 into x to the power of 1 by 2 plus c. Okay, dear students, let's take one more question. Question number 18, you see, integration of sec x into bracket sec x plus tan x bracket close with respect to x. So we'll write here integration of sec x into sec x plus tan x dx. So you see, integration of sec into sec is sec square x dx plus integration of sec x into tan x. Now, dear students, you need to recall the derivative of the trigonometric function. If you know derivative of trigonometric functions, that here is a c, derivative of tan x, recall, derivative of tan x is what? Derivative of tan x, d by dx of tan x was sec square x. That means antiderivative of sec square x will be tan x. Antiderivative of sec square x will be tan x, because derivative of this one what called tan x is sec square x. Therefore, we can write here like this. So, therefore, antiderivative of sec square x we can write as tan x plus antiderivative of sec x tan x. Recall sec x. If you take the derivative of sec x, you used to get what? Just you say, derivative of sec x is what? Sec x tan x. Recall, we know that d by dx of only sec x was sec x tan x. No? Sec x tan x. Therefore, antiderivative of sec x tan x means integral of sec x tan x will be what? Integral of sec x tan x will be sec x. So a constant from here, it will be a new constant, so c. This is our answer. Okay, dear students. Number 19, you see, dear students, number 19. Integration of sec square x by cosec square x. So you see here, integration of sec square x by cosec square x with respect to x is equal to, we can think like this, just you see, integration of sec square x by cosec square x. Sec square can be written as 1 by tan square. No? Sec square can be written as 1 by tan square. So if we write that way, 1 by tan square, then we will get like this, integration of 1 by tan square x by cosec square you can write as 1 by sin square dx, because anyhow we are trying to convert the given expression into a standard form. Standard form means what? Standard form is the form whose derivative you know. Standard form means a form whose which is a derivative of a function, that means which is derivative of a function. So that is called a standard form. Like suppose I know that d by dx of tan x, d by dx of tan x is what? Sec square x. So if our expression is sec square x, then we will call the expression is in a standard form. So that is our target actually. Every time it remains in our mind that we try to convert the given expression into a standard form. So for that, the directly the expression is not this one. Its antiderivative is not easy to find out. So every time you try to an expression whose antiderivative is not directly obtained, you can try to change it into a new form which is having a what called a standard form, means which is a standard form, which is an antiderivative, you can say antiderivative of a given function. So like that, just try 1 by tan square into 1 by sin divided by 1 by sin square will become sin square by tan square, sin square by tan square plus, later on plus, so now it is dx, okay. So then sin square by cos square, cos square what I did, because 1 by cos square I have written, sorry dear students, these two lines you cancel. So integration of sec square is 1 by cos square, what I wrote, tan square I wrote, 1 by tan square, sorry. So cosec square is 1 by sin square dx, then it will become what, sin square by cos square, sin square by cos square. So sin square by cos square, that means tan square. Integration of it is cos square will go up, then sin square, so it will be tan square, integration of tan square dx. But now also you don't know that its integration is what, because tan square is not coming from any no, it is not a derivative of any function, tan square, we are not getting like that. But tan square easily can be changed into a new form, like writing like this, tan square can be written as sec square x minus 1 dx. Got the idea? Sec square x minus 1 into dx. Therefore integration of sec square x dx minus integration of dx. So sec square x dx, integration of sec square x dx. So its antiderivative is what? Its antiderivative is tan x, plus c1 minus antiderivative of dx is what? X plus c2. Then we will have tan x minus x, then plus c1 minus c2, plus c1 minus c2. So tan x minus x plus c1 minus c2 is what? C. c1 minus c2 is c. Okay, dear students? Okay, so this is the antiderivative of the given function. One more, let us take question number 20. After solving 20, we will stop for today. Okay, so 20 is what? Integration of 2 minus 3 sin x by cos square x into dx. I mean, with respect to x, we have to find out its antiderivative. See, integration of, question number 20, integration of 2 minus sin x divided by cos square x dx. So it is integration of, see, separately you write 2 by cos square x dx minus sin x by cos is tan x and 1 by cos is sec x. So we can write like this, sin by cos into 1 by cos dx, like this you can write. Okay, so this is 2 times integration of 2 times sec square x dx minus sin by cos is tan, 1 by cos is sec, so it can be written as sec x tan x dx. Now you can write, to keep it aside, sec square x, integration of sec square x dx minus integration of sec x tan x. Okay, so we will get here integration of sec square x, as you know it is tan x plus c1 minus integration of sec x tan x is what? Sec x plus, say, constant c2. So now what you are getting, 2 times tan x, then minus sec x plus c1 minus plus minus minus c2. Okay, so this is 2 times 10x minus sec x plus c1 minus c2 is what? C. This is the antiderivative of the given expression. Okay, dear students, so remaining questions will be homework for you. Okay, from this exercise the remaining questions will be homework for it. Then we will do the second part in our next class, methods of integration. We will discuss about how many different types of methods we can adopt to do the integration work. Okay, in our next class. Thank you and have a nice day.